I went to the grocery store last week. Bought the same stuff I always buy. Eggs, bread, chicken, some vegetables. Got to the register and the total was $87. 2 years ago, that same cart was $52. I'm not buying fancy stuff, just food. So what the hell is going on? Today, I'm going to show you exactly where your money's going. And trust me, you're going to be pissed. Okay, let's talk facts. Since 2020, grocery prices are up about 25% on average. Some items, way worse. Eggs shot up 60% at one point. Beef is up 40%. Even bread is 30% more expensive. Your paycheck didn't go up that much, did it? Mine sure didn't. So everyone's feeling the squeeze. You're not imagining it. But here's what they don't tell you on the news. Inflation isn't the whole story. Yeah, supply chains got messed up during COVID. Yeah, there's a war in Ukraine affecting grain prices, but there's something else happening. The companies selling you food, they're making record profits. Let me say that again. Record profits. While you're choosing between groceries and gas, they're swimming in cash. Let me show you the receipts. Tyson Foods, one of the biggest meat producers in America, reported a 48% profit increase in 2022. Kraft Heinz, up 44%. General Mills, the company that makes your cereal, profits up 21%. And it's not just food manufacturers. Grocery chains are cashing in too. Kroger's profits jumped 56% during the worst of inflation. Albertsons, up 200%. So let me get this straight. You're paying 40% more. Your wages barely moved, but corporate profits are exploding. That math doesn't add up, unless they're charging you more than they need to. And that's exactly what's happening. Here's the playbook. Step 1, inflation happens. Real costs go up a little. Step 2, companies raise prices way more than necessary, blaming inflation. Step 3, you accept it because everything's more expensive now, right? Step 4, they pocket the difference. It's called greedflation. And it's brilliant if you're a CEO, but if you're just trying to feed your family, you're getting robbed. And the worst part? There's almost no competition to stop them. A handful of companies control almost everything you buy. Coke and Pepsi own like 90% of the soda market. 4 companies control 85% of beef production. 2 companies make most of the bread in your grocery store. So when they all raise prices at the same time, what are you going to do? Stop eating? Now, companies will tell you this is all justified. Our costs went up. Sure, a little. Supply chain issues. Those are mostly fixed now. Labor is more expensive. Yeah, because workers finally demanded a living wage after getting treated like garbage during a pandemic. But here's the thing. Their cost increases don't match their price increases. A study by the Economic Policy Institute found that corporate profits drove 54% of inflation in 2021-22. Not wages, not oil prices, profits. They saw an opportunity during a crisis and took it. And now that everyone's used to the higher prices, they're not coming back down. Even when their costs drop, prices stay high. Because why would they lower them? You're still buying. It's not a free market when a few massive corporations control everything you buy and decide together to screw you. That's just legal extortion. And look, if you're financially comfortable, this is annoying. But if you're living paycheck to paycheck, this is devastating. Low-income families spend like 30% of their income on food. When prices jump 40%, that's catastrophic. People are skipping meals, buying cheaper, less nutritious food, going into debt just to eat. Meanwhile, the CEO of Kroger made $20 million last year. The CEO of Tyson, $14 million. They're posting record profits while their customers are struggling to afford chicken. And nobody in power is doing anything about it. No price controls, no windfall taxes, no real antitrust enforcement. Just vibes and speeches about working families. Cool, thanks for nothing. All right, so what can you do? First, buy store brands when possible. I know they're not always as good, but they're often made by the same companies and they're way cheaper. Second, shop at discount stores. Aldi, Lidl, Costco, cut out the middleman markup. Third, buy in bulk for non-perishables. Rice, beans, pasta, stock up when there's a sale. Fourth, support local if you can. Farmers markets, co-ops, local butchers, yeah, sometimes they're pricier, but you're keeping money in your community instead of feeding a CEO's bonus. Fifth, get loud. Contact your representatives. Tell them you want antitrust enforcement. You want corporate price gouging laws. They won't act unless we make noise. And sixth, spread the word. Most people think this is just inflation. They don't realize they're being played. Share this info. Let people know what's actually happening, because the only way this changes is if enough people get pissed off about it. Look, I'm not anti-business. I get it. Companies exist to make profit. That's fine. But there's a difference between making profit and exploiting a crisis. There's a difference between competing in a market and rigging the market. And right now, we're getting rigged. Because when a few massive corporations control entire industries, they don't have to compete. They can set prices wherever they want. And we just take it. Because what choice do we have? That's not capitalism. That's oligopoly. And it's killing the middle class. Your groceries aren't expensive because of inflation. They're expensive because someone decided they should be. And they're betting you won't figure that out. So here's what I want you to do tonight. Pull up your last grocery receipt. Compare it to one from 2 years ago if you have it. Look at the difference. Really look at it. Then ask yourself, did my wages go up that much? Spoiler, they didn't. Now Google the profit reports for the companies whose products you bought. See how they're doing. I'll wait. Yeah, thought so. Food shouldn't be a luxury, but we're getting closer to that every day. And until we demand better from companies and from politicians, it's only going to get worse. So let's get loud, let's get informed, and let's stop accepting this as normal. Because it's not normal, it's theft dressed up as economics. If this opened your eyes, smash that like button. Drop a comment with your grocery store horror story. I want to hear it. And share this with someone who's struggling to afford food right now. They need to know it's not their fault. Let's fight back, together.